A hugely impressive show of military might, to be honest with you. We saw new hardware, a new missile to carry China's nuclear weapons, which apparently has the longest range of any in the world at the moment. We saw new hypersonic missiles as well, and we went on to see a whole range of hardware that the Navy, the Army and the Air Force now have access to in this country.
Drone that I saw yesterday amongst all of that was a really amazing piece of machinery. What's your thoughts on that, and what is its capabilities?
Okay, well, there's two drones they put on show yesterday. The first one was the Sharp Sword, which is that big delta wing flying wing drone that is essentially a strike aircraft without a pilot. This is a capability that the Americans did pursue, but they gave up on it for some reason, and the Chinese have continued to pursue it, and now they have an operational unmanned combat air vehicle, or a UCAV as it's called.
Made in China. Those three words now apply to commercial aircraft. This is the C919, China's first homemade commercial aircraft. Actually, it's a mock-up, but they're hoping to roll these off the production line within the next year. Now, China hopes that this will be its chance to break into the global aviation market and try to break the stranglehold of Boeing of the US and Airbus of Europe that have long dominated this industry. Let's have a little walk down the front. Now, this is homemade, but not in its entirety. The fuselage, wings, tail, all made here in China, but the engines and actually the systems are from foreign manufacturers. Right, let's go through first class. Now, this will sell well here because the domestic airlines are on board. The key test of the C919 is, will foreign airline companies buy it?
A quantum entangle experiment performed on this satellite showed that shared quantum states can extend over 1,200 kilometers, smashing the previous world record. Quantum entanglement is physics at its strangest. Subatomic particles like photons can be entangled by sharing their quantum states, such as their spin and polarization. Even if the photons are separated by vast distances, these shared states should remain in limbo until one of the objects is measured or disturbed. Then the quantum states for both photons suddenly collapse to a set value, with no information passing between the two. With fiber optics, scientists have been able to demonstrate quantum entanglement on Earth across a few hundred kilometers. Any farther out, and the photons' quantum states are upset by fluctuations in the atmosphere. But photons travel much more smoothly in the near vacuum of space. That's where the MICEUS, the first space-based quantum research platform, comes in. Inside MICEUS, an ultraviolet laser is split and sent into a special crystal that produces entangled photons with opposite polarization states. The pairs are then beamed down to Earth, 5.9 million entangled pairs per second. Two ground stations in China, over 1,200 kilometers apart, receive the photons. When the scientists measured the states of the incoming photons, they were correlated far more often than would be expected by random chance. Evidence that the photons had remained entangled across large distances. Next, the researchers plan to distribute quantum keys to the stations, which requires long strings of entangled photons. With entangled encryption keys, two people in separate locations could communicate secretly with each other, and any attempt at eavesdropping would be noticed. Researchers plan to extend the reach of the fledgling quantum network by adding more satellites and ground stations. That would be a stepping stone to a space-based, worldwide quantum internet.
China's not walking around the streets putting up antennas and base stations to launch 6G. What has happened is the Ministry of Science and Technology here has announced that it's setting up two working groups to essentially push forward the R&D for 6G technology.
近日，在美国消费者新闻与商业频道一档节目中，科技记者阿尔琼带来了中国启动6G 技术研发的大新闻。这位记者先是带着有些羡慕的口吻介绍了中国6G 研发的部署情况。他说，在正式启动5G 商用后不久，中国也开启了6G 的研发，虽然还在起步阶段，但分工明确。中国科技部在6G 技术研发工作会上宣布，成立国家6G 技术研发推进工作组和总体专家组，其中推进工作组主要负责推动6G 技术研发工作实施，而总体专家组则负责提出6G 技术研究布局建议与技术论证，为重大决策提供咨询与建议。不过，介绍完中国的6G 研发部署情况后，这位美国记者话语中开始有些泛酸，他用了一个词“秀肌肉”来形容中国的研发动态，甚至还说外界应该对此感到警惕。
There's many who will see this announcement from China in the past couple of days as China flexing its muscles when it comes to next generation technology, showing it can be a market leader.
看到这里，不少海外网友忍不住留言说，听出浓浓的酸柠檬味道了。中国脚踏实地推进通信技术研发，却被解读为秀肌肉。还有美国网友开启自嘲模式，世界上最遥远的距离就是中国已经开始研发6G，美国却刚开始搞5G。拜拜吧，我要搬去中国了。
So bye bye America.